Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with my Make Love Not War series. And we're mopping up the last of the troops in South Africa here after South Africa has capitulated. So now it's just a matter of coming in and getting rid of the British troops that are still around. And this honestly should be the last group here, so why don't we just go ahead and grab these guys and send them over here. They don't have great organization, but I think the numbers will matter. And there we go. So that is the last of the South African troops. I think at this point... Purple Army, what do I do with you? Well, I think I'm going to take the mobile troops, which is the tanks and the motorized, and I'm going to create a new army here. This is going to be somewhat temporary, but... And I'm sure there's other ones sitting around that need moving. Yeah, here's one here. There shouldn't be that many. And, okay, I think that's good. So, what remains of the Purple Army is now going to be a garrison. And I'm going to have to figure out where the resistance is the worst. So, resistance. Alright, so we've got some resistance up here and the North African region. We have some more over here. I don't see any down here, but that doesn't mean it won't exist. So, oh, I do have to take the remainder of this before I give them their official orders here. But I think what we're going to do is for sure garrison South Africa and then maybe garrison some of those areas that are a little bit more problematic. All right. So now that that's taken care of, let's grab this Purple Army and let's start giving them garrison orders. So I'm going to want to garrison South Africa itself. It's going to be kind of hard to tell exactly what the borders of South Africa normally would be. But we'll just say that much is good. As a matter of fact, maybe not that much. Okay, so they've got South Africa, and then we had some regions, one over here, and then the rest. Oops, didn't want to do that. All right, well, the garrison order should still be there. I would hope so. Yeah. The rest in this region over here, we're having a lot of unrest. Now, I don't know if we have enough troops to cover all that territory, but it'll have to do. Now, for the mobile group, what do we do? Have them come over to El Salvador and attack Guatemala? I don't know. That's probably not a good idea. We could have them... Well, that would have to be a naval invasion to take this out, which is not something I think I'm prepared to do. We could have them come over to the Netherlands. Oh, I was about to say to help out here, but it looks like this territory is going to be taken. So this was the bit of the Netherlands that did the coup, and it looks like American and other allied forces are involved here now. What remains of some South African troops. That's unfortunate, as we could have used that as a way of taking this area here. I'm sure there's oil here. See resources. Yeah, there would have been rubber and oil and all kinds of things that we would have liked to have. It might not be too late. I'm just thinking how long it would take my troops to get there. I don't think we can do it, because the only other port is over here, and that's too close to the enemy advance. But if we could get the army over there, that's 15 divisions against what they've got. Well, I'm going to have them, at the very least, strategically redeploy over here. I'll give them a general that is good in the skill department. We'll give them somebody that's also good with being a panzer leader, I would guess. So we'll give them that guy. And maybe we can get over into this territory and help out the bit of the Netherlands that has done the coup, and we can take this territory here. And I would prioritize that just because of the fact that the resources are going to be important. All right, well, we'll try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's going to take me time to get the troops into position, so we'll have to see. Because a lot of them are deep in Africa here. All right, well, they're almost there. All right. There we go. So 15 divisions against what the Allies have. Can we make it in time? I think we might be able to, so... we need 5 convoys, but have only 1 to transport these divisions. Well, maybe we can just do the tanks. That would be at least a start. So grab the tanks. Yeah, I'm trying to build convoys, but right now the naval invasion plans are... no. Can't do it. Maybe we get just one of them over there? See? Yeah, okay. So there's kind of a minimum number of convoys you need. Probably based off of the distance. That's kind of a bummer. Well, I could get closer to where they are. At least for the meantime. So let's go ahead and do that. How's our resources, out of curiosity? Okay. Well, that's a game plan, but it might take a little while before we're able to enact it, and it might be too long. Speaking of game plans, we still have some time to go here. And what about the planes? So, mostly good on fighters. I probably have enough fighters, jet fighters, to build another group. Yeah, it does look like that. Or I could just make the groups bigger. You know what, we'll make them bigger. So we'll add 50 here. And add 50 to the groups that already exist. And then see where that gets us. As a matter of fact, I can confirm. Yeah, so that's going to take a little while to set things up. And then I think we'll be ready to go in a little bit here. So we'll give some time for the planning to continue. And hopefully give time for convoys to show up. Alright, British Raj has capitulated. Might put more pressure on the Allies here. And they just have this sliver of troops here. Not supplied by a port as far as I can tell, so they're out of supply. Calcutta is supplied, but it doesn't look like there's any troops there. Alright, well, they're just going to have to mop up that, and that is yet another ally down. So there's not a whole lot left against us. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff over in the west. You know, there's South American countries, Central American countries that are against us, but those are going to be tough to deal with. So I think focus now is going to be on England and the East for the most part. And my troops are still arriving. Every so often I get convoys blip up here, but right now, kind of have a shortage. Yeah, see, for a brief moment there, I had 8 convoys. And I am producing them pretty much almost as fast as I can produce them. And speaking of things being produced, it's probably been a while since I've added submarines and other things into my fleets. So we'll go ahead and do that. And, you know, we're not really allowing the fleets to do their thing until we get our air superiority. And then we can actually start putting a naval presence in the channel here. While the Allies still have that air superiority over the channel, I don't think that's really a good idea. Alright. Again, how are our fighters doing? Getting there. We'll give it to the end of May, and then I might just go ahead with the plan. And you are still arriving. Alright, we got night vision. Now, I realize I've been neglecting researching tanks here, and I wanted to do this. So we're going to go ahead and research that, and then I'll be able to replace my tanks to be all medium tanks. I don't recall if I got rid of the light tanks. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, I did. So it would just be replacing the old heavy tanks when I get a chance to do that, which will ease demands on production in my mind. All right. My troops are still arriving. I still don't have convoys. Oh, there we go. We've got a little bit of a surplus. No more naval invasions from the Allies. I'm kind of surprised. That was kind of a very, tame assault by the Allies. Okay. Where are we on troops? Okay, they're actually there now. We don't quite have enough, though, I think, to move things over, right? So we would need 6 for that. What about the motorized divisions? Does it matter how many of them there are? Or is it the type of troop? Oh, okay, they're able to go. So we'll go ahead with that. Hopefully they don't get intercepted by ships or something. That could happen. And hopefully they make it in time. But I'm hoping 12 divisions will be plenty. And it looks like my allies are redirecting some troops of their own. We see... Are those Iranian troops? Yeah, here they go. That's perfect. So our timing is pretty good here. To be able to engage. And then when we have more spare convoys, I'll go ahead and send the tanks as well. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, that was a troop. I was going to say, that looks like maybe a naval engagement there. Naval engagement. What I meant to say. Now, there are friendly troops in the area, so hopefully we can get in there. This is a very long trip, though, even though we got a little bit closer. Oh, we've got more convoys, so I'm going to go ahead and send the tanks as well. And this might be overkill, but we can use the tanks and the motorized troops in the eastern area here in the East Indies, and then maybe even on Australia in the future. It's hard for me to navally invade anything, though, as part of the problem, but I can. We'll have to see. I'm going to have to depend upon my allies for that, I think. And there go the tanks. Okay, so we're reaching the end of May, which I said I was thinking about going ahead with the plan here. So where are we here? 68, and we're good here. All right, so I want the planes to be moving before the naval invasion happens. So go ahead with that idea. All right, so these fighters are pretty much ready. So let's just all put them out there. I'm going to have to give them missions and things, but that shouldn't be too bad. And then we need all of these fighters as well. As a matter of fact, it looks like we're pretty much ready to go, so my timing was very good on that. Matter of fact, I might be able to create some more jet divisions, but you know what? We'll keep them in reserve because we're going to have casualties here anyway. And then we need the bombers. So these are all going to be involved. And then we need over here, we need everything that's not a tactical bomber. So get rid of these guys. Throw those guys over there. Okay, so now that we have that done, I'm going to need to give everybody the missions. So far, it looks like most everybody has that stuff selected. We're going to go ahead and switch to port strikes as well for these guys. So we're hitting ships that are in ports. All right. It looks like we're ready to go. So, and currently we have 3,350 fighters, 1,700 bombers. So I'm hoping that finally we'll be able to make things happen. All right, well, we're getting aces shot down. That's not a good sign. Okay, we got an ace pilot promoted. And I believe another one of our ace pilots down. All right, I am going to slow things down a little bit here so we can take a look at casualties here. So we have massive numbers superiority here. And we are proving to knock out more of their stuff than we have losses of our own. So far, I don't think we've bombed any ships, because usually brown is not results that you're looking for. Although that, it looks like good stuff. Maybe we killed the destroyer from what I can see. All right, casualties are proving pretty quick here. But we've almost got 1,000 enemy down already. Okay. I think we start putting submarines in the area. So, submarines, can you come over here? And then I might think about getting the Navy itself in there if things are looking good. Okay, so the Allies must have reinforced. Oh, they put a bunch of bombers in the area. Okay. Didn't expect that. And they've got a bunch of fighters. Okay, well, we'll still meet the challenge here. So, we haven't shot down any bombers yet, so I don't know if they're actively in there. The bombers might have arrived because of the ships. They're desperately trying to keep the ships out of the area, which may be the case. And we're not getting imports from somebody, so aluminum is an issue. So that was who? That was Norway and Hungary are failing to give us aluminum. Well, I don't even see Hungary on here, so they must not have any aluminum to give. Oh, well, that's because we're not under aluminum. That would be a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to just bring that down a little bit. No, not like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring down. All right, so that should be fine. We're going to lose out a little bit of aluminum, which is unfortunate because we're already very in the hole. And how are our ships? I'm sure they're still in transit. Yeah. So there's these guys. So they're still on the way. I have a feeling that they aren't likely to arrive anytime soon. Okay, we got another ace pilot. Good stuff. And we have some naval combat. Let's take a look at that. There's a destroyer against some submarines. And how is the air combat going? Okay, now we're losing. I did not expect this at all. Okay, so we've lost 1,500 fighters to their roughly about 2,000, but they've lost 700 bombers and 600 support. I don't know if I can keep this up much longer with how many losses we're incurring. I have a couple choices here. I either keep with it and just try and inflict as many casualties as I can on them, but know that I will not be able to do this naval invasion. the biggest element of this whole thing that kind of keeps me in it is the fact that we haven't lost much support, but we're continuing to bomb their ships. That's kind of what is convincing me to do this. Another thing I'm thinking about is we could bring the pressure on them with our tactical bombers. So, are these things updated yet? No, they're still not updated. What the heck? You know, I don't think this has changed at all. I don't think it's actually... I have no idea how this works. I guess you can't control. So once the older rockets are built, they fill up your capacity, and then there's no way of getting rid of them unless you shoot them off, but they're out of range, so I can't shoot them off. That's kind of bad design. That needs fixed, because that is annoying as crap. So because I built the missile bases or rocket bases ahead of time, before I had the best tech that could actually reach them, which I didn't know how well the range would work, I'm now stuck with older rockets, and the only ones that have the newer rockets are back here where they're out of range. It's quite possible that this rocket base is in range of the newer rockets, but I don't know that because I can't get them to work. See, if I click on this group here, and I tell them to do this, it just does that. It says it's out of range. Now, I can tell them to come into the English Channel, but there's nothing for them to strike, so they don't ever fire off. So that's kind of annoying, and I really wish... So that means I'm doing even more advanced tech, and I'm not going to get any of those rockets because they're never going to get built. That's very frustrating, to say the least. All right, well, anyway, I was going to do tactical bombers. So let's stop getting sidetracked here. And let's go for the tactical bombers here. So do that group. And then we have some more over here. All right. We're going to have to give them missions. This is going to be strategic bombing and port strikes. Do we do the ground strikes too? I'm thinking no. We go with strategic and port. All right, let's see how this fares. So this is going to cause them pressure. So that might influence them. Okay, so we lost some. Maybe not enough pressure, though. Oh, no, it's working. But we're still losing a lot of fighters here. Because they lose more fighters trying to shoot down my bombers than I lose bombers. Now, bombers are more expensive to build. Alright, what's going on here? Alright, so they managed to get reinforcements from somewhere. Alright, well, I'm going to go until the bombers are down to about 750. Which happened almost immediately. Okay. Well, it was worth a try, but I don't think it worked. Unfortunately. I mean, a lot of casualties here, especially in bombers and support. But unfortunately, we actually lost more fighters than they did. Which honestly I think is bullcrap, because I know I have way better tech than they do. Alright, well, we're done there for now. Let's go ahead and wrap up all these losses here. So we killed a battleship. That's good. We lost a submarine. Probably going to have to tell the submarines to get out of there. Okay, most of these brown ones are just going to be engagements that didn't result in anything. I mean, maybe it did damage to the ship, but didn't actually destroy a ship. So they lost a destroyer there. Matter of fact, the number of losses they had to their ships is surprisingly low. Considering that we had both submarines and planes in the area. And yet, the only thing we lost for the most part was submarines. I mean, again, a battleship is nice, but... Alright. So let's switch over to the Navy here. Let's grab the... and I always forget, how do you get rid of an order? There we go. So they're going to get out of there. All right, so we're going to have to hold off on the naval invasion yet again. Of course, the fleet is all the way on the other side of the English Channel, so they're going to get bombed and attacked by their navy for the entire length of the English Channel. We'll probably lose a number of submarines. Oh, hello. Okay. That would have been nice if I had noticed this. I don't think they captured a port, so this should be easy to defeat, I would think. Unless they have a lot of numbers. Alright, where do we have troops that we can send? Fortunately, they're all up here for the most part. I'm going to strategically redeploy over here. And we'll just take a look here. What kind of numbers they have. Alright, that was not too bad. So, I don't think I'm going to even redeploy this guy. I think we managed to take care of it. I just didn't know that that was going on. Okay. Infantry, you can stay where you are. We'll go and wipe these guys out. Shouldn't be too bad. Alright. I mean, there's definitely gaps in our coverage, so they're able to attack those. But there wasn't that many forces involved, so... You know, you can at least help out if you're going to be moving through the area. How many divisions are we wiping out here? Just 3? Alright. Yeah, we are losing submarines on their way back, but I think they left now. Alright. Now that that's over, and these guys have been wiped out, the tanks and stuff should be redirected to where they need to be. Let's go see Naval Crossing, how that's going. Alright, so we're getting there. Alright, well, it's a good thing that I caught that naval invasion. I didn't see a pop-up for it, but it's possible I was occupied with the air combat. Speaking of the air combat, there's probably a couple administrative things I have to do here. First things first, I need to put some fighters up in the air to deal with any bombers that might be coming. And then over here, do the same thing. So the fighter group that has the least casualties, as well as... Oh, we don't have any heavy fighters left. Alright, we'll just send another fighter group up here. That's fine. And, Alright, so we probably don't have many jets, because we're going to have to replace losses of jets. So, this is going to take a while, it looks like, to defeat England. I'm assuming the bombers is why we had so many fighter casualties, because of how many bombers they had involved, but we had just as many. Well, maybe we didn't have just as many. They probably had double the number of bombers. So, all right, I'll take that. I mean, we did cause a lot of casualties to bombers, but so too did we have casualties inflicted on us, so have to keep that in mind as well. All right, let's hop over here and watch as this stuff comes in, and I might as well speed things up. So the advance has definitely been halted by my allies, who are sitting in the hills and the mountains. What do we got over here? Hills. Hills? All right. Ooh, we got naval battles. A destroyer crept in there. Unwise for that destroyer to do so. Uh-oh. Looks like my tanks are getting attacked here by some destroyers. I might lose one. Hope not, but that was the risk I... Yeah. I think I'm going to lose that tank. Yeah, for sure. 'Cause I don't expect a convoy to be able to outrun. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, in any case, we do have these 12 divisions in here. So, might as well advance. I'll split them in half here. No, you know what? We'll have the whole group go. Whole group go this way. Alright, so at least 2 tanks made it through. That's unfortunate. I would have rather lost the motorized divisions than the tanks, but maybe the motorized divisions will be more useful in this theater than the tanks would be. Okay, now that you're there, go ahead and attack. Hopefully we don't get caught in whatever this fighting is. South African ships. Okay, we got advanced rocketry. And I already discussed my unhappiness with the way the rocketry has happened. I mean, it's possible I could build another base, but I'm fairly certain I maxed out that area. So it's actually not physically possible for me to do that, I don't think. But you know what? We can check. Yeah, so this area is maxed out. Now, granted, this most advanced tech and the rockets should produce rockets that can reach 11K. So it doesn't matter actually where we build that, because it should be in range. So, with that in mind, I guess we can go ahead and construct some rocket bases here. And we can put it as far back as here, probably, and hit almost all of the United Kingdom. Because 11K is quite far. So, I'm going to build 1, 2, 3... Oh, just 2? Alright. Build another couple here, another couple here. So I'm disappointed that these ones aren't going to work out. But we'll have 6 bases here, and I'll go ahead and put those top priority of being built. And they should be built with the best rocket tech we have available. If they don't get built with the best rocket tech, I'm going to be kind of unhappy with that whole thing. And kind of wonder what the point of getting this tech in the first place is. Alright, well now that we have the best rocket tech... I'm not going to do that. I guess we just go and continue with what tech we haven't yet done. So increasing infantry equipment would be nice. Getting better mechanized stuff would be good too. I'm going to go ahead with mechanized stuff. I know production is kind of a thing that's hard to do with the resources the way they are, but... Alright, well... I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. I at least got my troops over here. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.